Let's move over to Notre Dame Navy. Well, man, I'm going to say that I nailed this preview. I took Notre Dame and I took them to blow out Navy because their style of defense is conducive to stopping Navy offensively, right? And I didn't trust Navy's defense. So I'm going to say that I nailed this one. I know you also took, oh, wait, I actually wrote this down wrong for you. You actually took Notre Dame to win, right?
I took Notre Dame to win. I took
I wrote down
Navy
Navy.
to
So
cover.
actually, instead of two, and you were 3-5. So actually, you got a better record than that. So that's my bad.
Still not
Whew.
great.
Huge, big time win right there. Oh, and I didn't count your freaking Texas win, so you went 4-4. I totally wrote that down wrong. Whatever,
Yeah.
we're moving on from that. But yeah, thoughts on this game? Why it was a mistake to pick Navy?
Listen, well, first of all, the turnovers there, and not that that would have really dramatically changed the outcome of this game, but you saw the scoop and score early on. Right? You saw the fumble that led to a missed field goal, and just kind of changed some kind of field position there. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you nailed it. Notre Dame, when they played their A game, and they kind of did, I thought, offensively and defensively, they're a really good football team, especially against a team like this. They ran the ball well. Riley Leonard was efficient. You got some guys going in explosive passing games, Great House, Bo Collins, Jordan Faison, like guys like that to push the ball vertically down the field. That was big time. That was big time for you. And you stopped the run enough as you could. And obviously Horvath had his. He had a big run here and there, but 6 turnovers. Maybe you're not going to win this football game if you have 6 turnovers. I know by that time a lot of them happened, the game was kind of out of reach, and it wasn't going to help you stop Notre Dame offensively because they were just moving the football at will. But yeah, I mean, credit Notre Dame. I mean, I know Navy isn't the most talented team on their schedule and isn't, maybe an elite playoff contender for Notre Dame, but I still got to give them credit for this win. I still think it was impressive. They've been playing really good football as of late, honestly, since NIU, but really since Louisville. You've seen them beat up on teams that they should beat up on. And for a long time with Marcus Raymond, especially, that has not been the case. Even earlier this year, that has not been the case. And they're getting it done right now. They get a bye week before they move back into a couple interesting games there with Florida State, who's not very good, and Army, who's maybe better than Navy, and USC there to end the season. So I don't know. Anything I missed there with Notre Dame, I thought it was good
Well,
stuff.
no, I didn't. When I took Notre Dame, I wasn't really anticipating Navy turn the ball over as much as they did because they really hadn't up until that point. They'd done a good job taking care of the football, and in triple option, it's so important, right? Because it's pretty easy to put the ball on the ground. In the triple option, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but if you do it right, you know, you should be conducive to not making turnovers, right? Because if you're as long as you're getting the ball in the hands of the right guys at the right time, you should be fine. But I guess like the gimmicky, I call it a gimmicky offense, kind of for Navy. It just wasn't going to work against this defensive line. It just wasn't going to work. So yeah, and I guess credit Notre Dame offensively for getting the job done. Although I think all my preconceived my my prior convictions about this Navy team heading into Notre Dame, I think were all sort of realized. So moving forward, Navy obviously not a top 25 caliber team, although they've had some really good wins. They still have a lot to look forward to in the American Conference race. They could still make college football playoffs,
Yeah.
you know. Geez, and but that also just helps Notre Dame's resume, right? Because when you look at, I think everyone's forgotten a little bit about that NIU loss. Which, holy Christ, does that look even just more garbage
Mm-hmm.
as the season has gone on? Ball
Mm-hmm.
State, I mean, holy Christ, Ball State is one of the worst teams in college football. They're a bottom four team in college football. All right, that's just what it is. It is Kent State, it is Akron, it is Ball State, and it's probably Kennesaw State. It is those four teams that are the worst in college
UTEP, I
football.
could throw UTEP in there.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, yeah, that's another
The
interesting point.
point still stands.
Point still
NIU is
stands.
not very good.
So like Notre
Ball
Dame
State's
kind of
terrible.
Notre Dame kind of needs Navy to keep winning, and this does look really good for Notre Dame, but I don't know. People are already writing in. I'm trying to. I'm building a model right now to evaluate resumes, and losses are going to be very heavily weighted, especially who you lose to. And I imagine Notre Dame's resume does not look very good. Um, although you do have the win at Texas A&M, which is kind of a big deal. Although if you're looking at it from a human standpoint, you're like, okay, maybe a different team back then,
Different
uh,
quarterback.
different quarterback, different, well, everything, right? Different offensive line, different secondary completely. A lot of things different about the A&M team, but you could also say the same about Notre Dame, right? They played better as the weeks have gone on, especially offensively, but they've kind of figured out what they like doing and what they're good at doing. So, but yeah, I still they have a couple good wins, but I think that one loss has to weigh heavily, right? Like I think that one loss alone should require that you need help to get in the playoffs. I think so, but we'll see. I mean, if Navy keeps winning and they beat Army, if USC keeps winning football games, maybe we're looking at this different, come time in December. But I don't want people to just forget the absolutely cataclysmically horrendous 20 plus point underdog loss that you had to a Northern Illinois team that just lost to one of the worst teams in college football. So Northern Illinois is not even a top 5 team in the MAC right now. They're not. I mean, right? I mean, it. You've
Yeah.
got Western Michigan, Bowling Green, Toledo, Miami of
Ohio.
Ohio, maybe Buffalo too over them
Well,
because
Buffalo beat them.
Buffalo beat them. So are they the 7th best team in the MAC? And you lose to them at home.